Well, that just happened. Anyway, so, welcome everybody to the second Dev Diary. I'm gonna release them more commonly because they're very easy to make and I really want to keep you guys updated on the project and everything else. So, what's happening with the game? You might think, oh, just another Gmod clone. Wait, why are you so low? Why are you so low? Oh my god, he's flying. Oh my god, he has physics. Like, you see. The thing is, like, the funniest thing is that this is not written in C++. This is all written in Squirrel. I am currently controlling a player character made in Squirrel. Gmod, well, I don't know if it has stuff like that. Most probably you can do there is just override the player character for like hook stuff for it. No, here is a different entity with its own send table, receive table, everything. The amount of stuff I've done over the past like 3 days is genuinely just crazy. Because, yeah, I'm currently a sphere. Like, the funniest thing is, I think, that my camera is controlled by Squirrel. Like, my mouse movement is translated from Squirrel, basically. That's the best part, I think. So, you know. Unless the make like noises. So, that's cool. But it will get better. I have a couple ideas for the game. You know the name Alienbox, right? You know, Alienbox is, truth be told, a state of mind. Like, the amount of stuff I want to change to the normal sandbox formula is genuinely making a different genre of game at this point. While still being a sandbox, to be honest. But what's going on? So, why aren't I like walking? Why am I like a sphere? Why am I like physics based and shit? So, I want the main method of locomotion to be flight. Or, you might say, oh, there's no clip. No clip? My boy, is it the default method of locomotion? Are maps in Gmod built around no clip? No, they're not. So, I want the flight to be physics based, meaning that you can collide with walls, you know? While it won't be as jank as it is now, but this is like a test, you know? So, I will polish this a lot, of course, and try to get like a good player like controller going. But the main thing is that I want the player character, like the main player character. You might think, oh, is there gonna be some guy? No. It's not gonna be a guy. It will be an alien. Cause this is the alien box, buddy. We are aliens here. Go back to Gmod. The thing about Alienbox, you play as aliens. Not just one alien, there's many aliens. This should probably call it Aliens Box, but that sounds bad, so Alien Box it is. What's about the aliens? You might think, oh, it's gonna be some flying alien. You see, Your definition of an alien is limited by your imagination and by your perception of life in general. You take so many things for granted. You take, for example, the amount of legs you walk on you take that for granted. Imagine having like a snail alien that flies like a helicopter with its shell. That's cool. The art style I'm going for this game is just like imagine Bad Piggies, but in 3D. That's the last art style. That's the art style. I mean the classic Bad Piggies, not not the new whatever. I mean the classic Bad Piggies, which is gonna be like really cartoonishly, like jagged, kind of smooth, kind of sharp. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. I would really encourage everybody to not think of this as like a Gmod. Completely forget Gmod ever existed. In fact, forget any sandbox game where you are a human ever existed, because this is Alienbox. This is a game for aliens that fly and also have telekinesis powers. Yes, the aliens have telekinesis powers because, you see, there is no physics gun. You manipulate objects with like appendages on your body. Like, let me show you. Ignore that butterfly. So, like this. Makes sense. Those two just send out like a beam that, holds an object like this. Makes sense. And then this one freezes, like the green one freezes objects. It all makes sense because it just does. There's no like dependency on our reality because this is a sandbox game. Sandbox games should be freeing of limitations. So how about we don't limit the player and we just let them do whatever the hell they want, which is, for example, flight. Who would not want to fly, tell me? Give me one person who wouldn't like to be able to fly. Genuinely. It is just, there is no downside to flying. There is no downside. You can just fly. Of course, there's like atmosphere, whatever. But ignoring the consequences of reality as we know it. If you just want to like just get from point A to B without getting out of your fucking chair, you can just levitate your ass into there. Like, it is just a nice thing. So why would sandbox games be just like humans shooting each other with a special gun? That makes no sense. So I decided, okay, you're literally going to be an alien and you're never going to be a human. There will be, I want, right now of course, maybe we will change, but current scope, no humans, none of that. If you came here like for humans and you think like, oh, I'm gonna make a generic human character, you missed the point. You do not want to play a sandbox game then. You want to play a shooter. You want to play like on ground generic shooter, which is, I mean, you can't do that, but like it's not the point of this game. This game is supposed to be really fun. Like, and I'm trying to maximize the fun amount from literally you can just fly. Like, you could fly fast, you could fly slow, you could like bounce around on the walls, you could be like a bouncy ball or whatever. The possibilities are honestly endless. Like, that's the point. It's supposed to just be a dopamine generator. So, yeah, they have telekinesis because that's for a sandbox game. It makes sense for them to have telekinesis, right? Main mode of Locomotion is flight. Gravity will probably stronger, so you shouldn't like walk and jump. Yeah, just the appendages don't have to be on the head. Like, they can be like this jellyfish, right? This is also gonna be like a alien in the game, and you will see what I really thought this out. So, of course, like to have some sort of connection to, like relatability. I think is that the word? Like, is that the word? Because like, you need to be able to hold shit. Humans generally, not generally, they just have two arms. Like, they just have two arms. We don't talk about exceptions because the exceptions proves the rule, basically, right? So humans just have two arms, which means we probably should be able to, hold things with two arms. But I do not want that to be also boring. So, for example, I want you to be able to dual wield weapons, right? But there will be, I think, like a way where you could have like one-handed weapons, right? So maybe like a different animation for holding a weapon with two hands, right? And then another animation for holding a weapon with one hand, right? So right now the aliens just three of them, like the butterfly, like six-legged, with like customization. Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing, because customization of the character in a completely like interesting way, because you can customize the wings like banner patterns, like from Minecraft. Isn't that cool? And this was actually possible in Source. Like, I'm pretty sure it is, because you could do, for example, something like Mesh Builder if you are really out of options, which is basically like a way to make a custom mesh during runtime, which is like, whatever. But it will be possible, like with vector graphics, maybe like whatever. Like, the sky is the limit here, literally. So, no, it's not even a limit. Like, you can just fly out of the sky. But anyway, jellyfish has like 9 tendrils. Yeah, you have like a lava lamp, but with colorful quicksand. I don't know how I can explain this. It would look cool though, right? Like, you would just have just a jellyfish, but it has like wacky patterns on the head. That would be nice. Like, you could just customize whatever patterns you want on it. It will like all be particle based or something. I don't know. I figure it out. Should be possible in Source 2. Whatever it will look like. I'm giving myself like creative freedom because I don't want to be limited to an idea. I want to be limited by the actual engine. That's the only limitation we have, is the engine. So let's not set ourselves like specific goals which are like so how do you say this? Like, you can't move around in them. They're like cramped goals, So, we shouldn't have those. There should be like creative freedom, basically, creative freedom. And the helicopter sail, that's like a great idea. So like, you don't have any arms, but you can grow from like, when there's like a snail here, it's like the head, the arms will be like here. So that's the idea. And the shell is like an organic propeller. Of course, the body and shell patterns are customizable like the butterfly. So again, it's about just fucking around, having fun. Weapons, currently there's only boxing gloves, because I had that idea, I was like, perfect. Boxing gloves need to be in the game. Like, no crowbar, no whatever, boxing gloves. That's the one. That's funny. I think that's pretty cool. More will of course be later, but now that's the current meta, whatever. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, to be honest. But objects, skateboard, basketball, like, you're supposed to have some fun in the game, so why don't include some fun things? Like, you could have like an entire basketball, like, basically you could pick up the basketball, right? I would have to make some sort of way that would let you actually, bounce the basketball. If that's feasible at all on the PC, because on VR it will be probably doable, but on the PC, I'll have to see what I can do. Skateboard, of course, easy, right? So now the vision, more of the vision. Oh no, you're gonna see what the game modes are. So this game will be like Bad Piggies, basically, but not literally Bad Piggies. It's gonna be similar to that because that game has the right amount of tomfoolery I want, which is use stuff like super glue, nails, cosmic glue, which is like just basically the weld from Gmod, but it is like a connection, like an actual connection, not like a fucking floating barrent joint, you know. Super glue, of course, you have to stick to stuff, like stick it. You put super glue on one object, you put another object next to it, and just stick those. That's my idea, basically, right? Or something like that. I'm gonna have to see how it's gonna work. Shouldn't be that hard. Nails, of course, you could just put one object next to each other and, like, you know, nail it with whatever size nail you need. Right? You could have like a nail gun or something, like a nail deployer. What this is? We can just have fun with ideas. Like, we can just think of whatever, because we can have, again, nothing like Gmod. So we are just full of ideas. And of course you will have like stuff like crates, planks, plates, like metal, plastic, like, I don't know. You get the idea basically, right? It's not supposed to make a pixel perfect precision sandbox tank game. I mean, there will be nothing stopping you from making that in the scripting system, of course. Very important. Like, all of this is going to be the default game mode, right? Like the default way of like my vision for the game. But nothing stopping you from making your own mod, which would make a completely different game style, right? Because, of course, I am not gonna be like the no fun allowed guy, where I force you to be a space butterfly. No, of course, you could be a human in a different game mode, right? But Alienbox, as a game mode in Alienbox, is going to be, well, no, what I'm saying right now, it's going to be Alienbox. Like, if you want to play, for example, like a specific game mode from the workshop, you will be able to, and that game mode would have its own rules, designs, maps, whatever, right? That's the point. Oh, a very important point also. Yeah, this game will run well. Like, I'm talking. Just close that. So, the thing is, I do not want any. If what was called PBR, I do not want like any these expensive effects, because let's be real here. You want to have fun. If you want to jerk off at your graphics card, pulling dollars out of your wallet while you're watching it do that, you can't do it. The electricity bill will hate you, right? You can't do that. But this is not the game to have Gmod realism in it. This game is not realistic at all, because it's supposed to be fun, and reality most of the time isn't fun. Like, it's just the case. So if you wanna be true escapists here, let's maybe have some fun in the game rather than forcing no fun from reality into the game. So now the game modes. The default game modes, which will be in the game. Delivery. So basically, you just have like a blue glowing box, like the size of like the Portal 2 cube, specifically the Portal 2 cube, because Portal 1 is a bit bigger, too big for my tastes. You have to deliver it from just some spot to spot. You will be given like a set of construction materials, right? So you will get like, I don't know, 2 planks, a crate, some wheels, some bearings, maybe a thruster. So we don't think about what you will actually be, right? Think something like Scrap Mechanic for this. Like something like Scrap Mechanic, where, or like Balance of Piggies, to be honest, where you have like specific like parts which you make contraptions out of. The Halfok physics engine is more than capable enough to handle this. We won't be doing like complex battleships in here because that's not fun. Like, if you want to, like, I'm talking about a stupid fun. The fun where you don't, because there's, you know, the fun of, I love making stuff very precisely and very calculatedly, like, you know, the nerd stuff. And I'm talking about the fun of, you know. So that's the that's what the deal is. So you see, you have to transport that box, that blue box, right? It's glowing. It has to be glowing. Why wouldn't the box be glowing? Again, it just fits. So you just transport it with whatever they have. Seems fun. I already done like that in Scrap Mechanic challenge mode, which I kinda took the idea from, but modified it for Source. Don't see how this couldn't work. Don't see how this couldn't be fun. And with the workshop, of course, people could make their own maps. And also, I would want to have like an in-game editor for it, like Portal 2 has, you know. Because, to be fair, I don't see how that couldn't work, you know? Like, you could just make a VMF generator, right? If you can make a VMF compile it, I don't see any issue. So, me thinks it's doable. Of course, the in-game builder would take a lot of time to make, but it would be very worth it, you know? So that's the idea. You would first of all use Hammer for like the early stages, right? For like, the early time of the game mode. But by the game modes will come a lot later. The game modes will be like once we actually got the game going, and we can actually script stuff, which is like, to be honest, with how much I've been adding to the scripting system, it seems very realistic, actually. That's realistic, where the receive props work. It's crazy. So receive props, send props from Squirrel work. The variables are not in the class. Like, it's just, what the hell? It's crazy, but okay. So, what's next part? Battle. This, I think people would love this. Like, even if you don't care about the building part of, like, you know, the creativity sandbox, you will, like, tower defense. People like tower defense. What's wrong with tower defense? Especially a PvP tower defense. That is such an underdone concept. Come on. So, people are just starving for this shit. What the fuck am I saying? So, you have like 2 teams. By the way, all of this is like components of a game mode. Because there is not, I haven't yet like designed an actual game mode with specific rules. More so parts which you can assemble a game mode out of. You have the construction team which builds a base. The destruction team has to destroy it like, completely, right? You have currency, which you can just buy stuff. Like in here you have weapons, materials, generators, turrets, vehicles, healers. whatever we think of. The destruction team, gets money from destroying specific parts. They also have like their own passive income for the worst cases when they can't destroy anything, right? So it's a game of like, I think of like having a timer. So the destruction team has to destroy the other team's base in like, I don't know, 15 minutes max, maybe less. I don't know how much, like 10 minutes, whatever. Maybe like very long rounds could be also doable. Like we can just mess with this idea so much, and it's totally doable in Source also. Like you just have a prop with a health, and when the health goes to zero, you know what happens when the health goes to zero? You die. So the prop dies. You drops spawns on another entity, which is like a currency blob or something. I don't know. Like doable, very doable. Like I already done it in Gmod as Bug Boys, but it's a kind of different thing because it's just one style of game. So Bug Boys from Gmod were like the small inspiration for this, but also Team Fortress 2 because in this one, like when I don't think difference like Team Fortress 2 was maybe from the CTF style, right? But like the construction team has like a set amount of time for when they build stuff, right? So they will have to build a base in a specific amount of time, and then they will have their building license revoked. And the destruction team will have to go there and destroy it because they had their building license revoked. So the police comes and destroys it all. That's funny. So yeah, just happens. And if they don't destroy the thing in some time, because for example the construction team has to wait because they have to renew the license, but I think it would be cool if we combined the delivery and battle. Like you could have to like deliver a mail that has like, I will need a license for building, and the delivery people have to like go for like a very long course to deliver the package. And you could have like, oh my god, this would be so cool. Like imagine having to manage a base which is going to be distracted and also allocate materials to the delivery team because, for example, one of their wheels broke or something. That would be so cool. Like you could play with like 20 people on a server and it would be very fun. I'm saying this is like new territory, Once you just stop limiting yourself by Gmod, you have so many ideas, bro. So, this, by the way, this point, not required because, like, you don't. I don't think you should need to have like a limited type to build. Sometimes you could build stuff, right? For example, like where both teams have like a mothership, which is like just Bug Boys at this point. It's just like Bug Boys from Gmod, where you have like a mother base, mothership, like a big just whatever, or a small, I don't know, it could be whatever, where you have to protect, right? You have to protect that thing. Or maybe like, I don't know, a person you have to kill, like civilian from TF2. Many ideas could come from that. Like, both teams have to kill the other team's something, So that's an idea. Like you could just have building enabled all the time, right? So that's an idea. Of course, there's there's so much room to move around in this game mode specifically. Because even limiting yourself to like a battle style game mode, you still have so much stuff you can do with this. This Alienbox, like Alienbox, is truly has so much potential, which seeing how like I'm left alone in this, like I'm not left alone because like I got like 2 modelers, which is actually amazing. I wouldn't be able to model myself. I think we're gonna have a domain, which is gonna be crazy. So, the main idea is that I just don't have the max C++ developers. Like, there is like one which maybe will do something. Please, XOR, please do something. But, you know, I expect that he doesn't work on anything. He probably didn't watch this video, like, whatever, like, so, CTF, what else? Capture point, like from TF2, what? There's, like, if you gave me enough time, I would probably think of something that's actually original, but that's just like the original idea is, you know, you do it with eggs, because it will be tailored to flight locomotion. Imagine that now. You have to build a base for flying stuff. Okay, this would be crazy, I'm saying. This would be crazy. Like, the amount of just stuff you will experience as completely new. Because I haven't seen anybody do a game like, no, there's like a couple, but like barely anybody has focused on flight locomotion where you don't walk. There is verticality in everything, and even having like a PvP style game. That's cool. That's really cool. So, of course, construction, sandbox, that's the default game mode. That's the default game mode, you know? Everybody will know what a sandbox, except you don't, because, of course, this is Alienbox. Like, already the way we do stuff here is kind of different. Like, it's just alien to people, you know? So, of course, we want to have like built-in environment stuff, you know? With built-in environment stuff, why not? People love wire mod. People literally say, if you don't have wire mod, why play Gmod, you know? Because wire mod is what Gmod is truly missing, is some wiring system. Buttons on your keyboard are not a good system. It's a hack of a hack. Like, Gary Newman, come on, why keyboard buttons? Makes no sense. Even like channels. Like, I want to make like a radio, you know? Imagine like a radio which uses actual frequencies. That would be cool. That would be really cool. I like that. I like that idea, you know? So, I like some deathmatch mode, whatever. Yeah, of course there will be a deathmatch mode. Like, you have to have a deathmatch mode. The flight, of course, but you know. So that's the current thing, right? Alienbox. Current vision. Wrote this today. This will have a lot more stuff later. It might seem overwhelming, it might seem like a scope creep. Again, we're working on the scripting system. The game, Alienbox itself, alienbox.exe, will be literally source, but we transfer most of the stuff into Squirrel. And this shit you will actually see For example, the menu, like the entire just gameplay will be made in a Squirrel, because if we can make the game in Squirrel and we can make those things all in Squirrel, imagine what else you could do and upload it to the workshop. Because all of this will be implemented in the scripting system. There won't be a physics gun. What's implemented in C++ like Gmod has. There won't be anything like that. The only entity will be the C-base entity and C-Squirrel entity as the only entities. Maybe even C-base entity will be made into Squirrel entity. We will see how that goes. But right now there's two. So this will pop off. I'm popping off. I'm having so much fun doing this. Genuinely. And after like we have something going, because there is something going, like there is stuff which you can do in the game. You can like fly around normally. You can manipulate physical objects. Like that's the point. I would say we should upload the game to Steam. That's my idea, basically. Where there's like a basic game mode system, when you have to just the basics in, and then you can just move. The game is of course open source. Please check out the GitHub. Please check out the Discord. Thank you. So, as you can clearly see, oh yeah, this is what I made 1 AM, because basically, like, I was trying to show somebody like, okay, I need a butterfly as like game and wacky. So there it is. But that's literally it. It's not even gonna be the final design. Like there's only two. I don't know what's going on here, to be honest, but whatever. So, like, yes, like when was this? Yesterday. That was the beginning. There were barely any bindings, the thing barely worked. And now, today, also this, where, like, I can move around for physics. Nice, it is just the best thing ever. So. I've got many, so much people which know stuff about Gmod said basically, oh my god, this is so good. This is like, people like this, people love this. So I have high hopes, very high hopes. This is not like Sourcebox where people hate it. No, people love Alienbox. Like, Alienbox is just the right decision. Alright. So that's basically that for this day diary. There's like 40 minutes. Probably it's gonna be shorter than that, because I cut out some silences. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Don't have anything more to say, to be honest. Links in the description as always. Right, so thank you very much. Goodbye.